Good afternoon. Our today's topic is pass by reference. Last class we were discussed about array access using pointers. So next is pass by reference. What is pass by reference? Before that, in function and all, we studied that we can pass or we can call the function in different methods. While calling, we can pass some arguments. That is, there are two types of argument based on that. That is formal argument and in this functions. Okay, so in that time, I mentioned that there are two ways to pass parameters to functions. One by using that is pass by value. Okay, that we were discussed in the fourth module itself. Okay, so today we can discuss the next section, that is pass by reference. That means while calling the function, we can pass the address of the argument. Okay, so that is what it is, passed by reference. Okay, that means in C programming, it is possible to pass address as an argument to functions. Okay, not only value, we can pass address as an argument to function. Okay, so that is what the pass by reference. Okay, so for passing an address, what are the things we need to write? So for passing an address in that function, we need to receive those address. Okay, so to accept this address, we studied that for holding address, we can use pointers. Okay, so in this case, to accept this address in the function definition, we can use pointers. Okay, so in this method, the address of the actual parameters are passed to the formal parameter. In pass by reference, what actually we are doing is that we will pass the address of the actual parameter to the formal parameter. Okay, if you pass an address as a functional argument, what will happen? Whatever the changes that you are performing in the a formal parameter, that will reflect the actual parameter, because you are passing address to the function, isn't it? So okay, that is why any change in formal parameter will be reflected in the actual parameter. Okay, so that is the basic idea of pass by reference. Pass by reference means while calling the function, we will pass the address as the argument. Okay, while calling the function in C program, we will pass address as an argument to the function. Okay, so in that case, in the function definition, we will use a pointer to accept these address. Okay, pointer and all we already studied. Okay, what was pointer? What is pointer? Tell me, what is pointer? What is the use of pointer? Anybody? What is pointer? Anybody? What was pointer? Pradul. Pradul. Pradul P.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me, why we are using pointer? What is pointer?
Store memory address.
It is used to store the hold the address of the variable. Okay, so for receiving those address that is coming from the function call, we will use some pointers in the function definition. Okay, so in pass by reference, if you make any change in the formal parameter, what will happen? It will directly reflect the actual parameter because you are passing the actual address as an argument. Okay. So here is an example. Okay, this is the example for pass by address. Okay, or pass by reference, or sometimes they will call pass by, call by reference. Okay, whatever the name, answer should be same. Okay, pass by reference, or pass by address, or pass by call by reference. Okay, so here in pass by reference, as we discussed that we need to send the address as an argument. Okay, how we will send the address as an argument? Well, suppose here this is a function called swap. Okay, in that case I need to pass two variable. Okay, but I'm not passing it the variable. I will pass the address of that variable. Here say I am using two integer variable, say int x is equal to 10 comma y is equal to 5. Okay, here I am using two integer variable, int x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 5. Okay, then in this function swap I need to pass these two variables address. Okay, so for passing the address, what we have to specify, so in this argument section we need to write an ampersand symbol. Okay, so ampersand symbol is used to represent the address of a variable. Okay, ampersand symbol, which is that is the symbol which is used to represent the address of a variable. Suppose if you write ampersand x means you are passing the address of the variable x to the function. Okay, function that is swap. Okay, you are passing the address of the variable x to the function. Then comma, if you write ampersand y, then what is that meaning? Here you are passing the address of y to the function. Okay, so in this function call, what we are doing, we will just pass the address of x and y to the function swap. Okay, so this is how we will pass the address. Okay, then after passing the address, what we need to do? In the function definition, we need to receive those functions. Okay, sorry, those arguments. Okay, so here we have made a call to the function swap. In that function call, we pass the address of the variable x and y. Okay, then in the function definition, we need to receive these two values, sorry, these two addresses. Okay, we can see how we will receive the address. Okay, so for receiving the address, in the function definition you need to specify it as pointer, because we studied that, as Pradul said, that pointer is a variable which is used to hold the address of another variable. Okay, here this is the function definition in the swap. Okay, in the swap. Now inside that we need to receive these two address. For receiving that address, we need to declare, here we need to declare two pointer type variable, isn't it? Okay, how we will declare pointer? How we will declare the pointer? What is the syntax? Here these are integer type of values. Okay, so we need to declare two integer type pointers. Okay, how we will declare the pointer, integer type pointer? First we need to specify the data type, isn't it? Okay, so here it is int and space, we need to write the pointer. So for declaring a pointer, we already studied that we will use the symbol asterisk symbol star symbol. Okay, then A. Okay, this means that A is a pointer, okay, which will hold the address of the variable X, because X is the here X is the variable. Okay, in this function call we will pass the address of X. Okay, so here the first argument is the address of X. So in this function definition, the first formal parameter is A. It is a pointer. It is a point. That means it will hold the address of the first variable. Okay, then comma in the star B. Okay, in the star B. Okay, in the star B. That means the address of the variable y will hold the pointer B. Okay, so A and B, these are the 2-pointer variable that will hold the address of X and Y. Okay, so this is how we will receive the address that is coming from the function call. Okay, then you can write your normal program. Okay, so this is the syntax for receiving the address from a function call. Here in this example, this is a program to swap two number using pointers. Okay, we need to swap two numbers using pointer. Okay, how we will write this function, this program? So this is the program that, so here in this function, what I am doing, okay, so this is first one is hash include stdio.h. So that is our header file. Whatever the, for if you are using in printf and scanf or any other input output operation, you need to include this hash include stdio.h in your program. Okay, then this is the function for performing swapping. Okay, and this is our main program, that is void main. This will be the main program. Here in this main program, the first line is a declaration statement. Okay, here I am declaring two variable X and Y. Okay, both are integer type of variable. Okay, then by using scanf, I will read the values of X and Y. Okay, so whenever you create a variable X and Y in memory, it will create two memory location. Okay, one is, sorry, it will create two memory location. Okay, one, then another memory location here. You can write it here. Okay, it will create a two memory location. Okay, one for the variable X and another for the variable Y. Okay, variable Y. Okay, it will create two memory locations, and we know that for every memory location it is having some address. Say this is 1001 and say this is some address, say 2002. Okay, this is another memory location. Okay, so these are the two memory locations that is created while declaring and initializing these two variables. Okay, then after initialization, suppose if you add the two numbers, say it is 5 and it is 6 or 7, whatever it is. Okay, it is 7. Okay, so in the main program, what we are doing, we will just create the memory location X and Y. Okay, then assign two values 5 and 7. Okay, then next statement is function call. Okay, swap. In that function call, what we are doing, we will pass the address. Okay, address, that is ampersand x and ampersand y. That means we will pass the address, that is 1001 and 2002, to the function call here in this swap function. Okay, so here in this swap function, what it is, it will create a 2-pointer in the A and in the B. That means it will create another memory location, another 2 memory location. Okay, another 2 memory location, one for A, another for B. Okay, one for A and another for B. So say this is A and this one is B. Okay, this is B. Okay, this is B, and it is having some other address, say 2034 and 2000. Then, while passing this address x to x and address of x and y to the function in pass by reference, what it is doing is here, it will just copy that address that corresponding to x to the memory location A and the address corresponding to y to the memory location B. That means the value of the memory location A is, now it is equal to 1001, and the value of the memory location B, it is equal to 2002. Okay, 2002. That means the the variable, that means here A is a pointer, that here we have declared A is a pointer. So that means the A is pointing the variable, this memory location, and B is pointing this memory location. Okay, then if you are performing any modification, that will reflect. That means what it is doing here, we are performing swapping operations. Okay, we are performing swapping operation. How we will perform the swapping operation? For performing swapping operation, we can use a temporary variable. Here I am using TMP, temp. It is a variable that is used for holding temporary values. Okay, in the term, then first what I am doing, I will, what is the meaning of star A? What is the meaning of star A? Star A will give you the value corresponding to this memory location. Here the memory location of here in this pointer A, that is holding the memory location 1001, then star A will give you the value of the memory location 1001. That means what will be the value of the memory location? It is 5. Okay, that means the value of A is 5. Okay, that 5 will be copied into where? The temporary variable. Okay, then next statement is star B. Okay, here in star B, what it will give you? Okay, star B, that will give you the value of the memory location 2002, because B is a pointer which is holding the address of this variable y. Okay, that means the address of the value, sorry, the value of this 2002 is 7. Okay, that means the value of star B is also, it will give you 7. That is assigned to where? Star A. Star A means now the value 7 is copied into star A. Star A means where A is the memory, sorry, the memory location of that is 1001. Okay, A is holding the memory location 1001. That means it will copy the value 7 into the memory location 1001. That means it will copy the value 7 into where? Here. Okay, now the value of 5 become 7. Okay, it will be replaced. Okay, now the value of the memory address 1001 is 7. Okay, then what we are doing, we will just copy the value of the temp variable to star b. What was the value of temp variable? It is 5. Now the star b value is 5. That means star b means star b is holding the memory address 2002, isn't it? That means that temporary variable will be copied into the memory location 2002. That means 2002, this is the memory location, means that value will be copied here. Okay, so in this case we can see that whatever the modification that is performing in this function definition, that will be reflected in the uh, actual variable or actual parameter. Okay, so that is what the pass by reference. Okay, so in pass by reference, what is pass by reference? Pass by reference means we are passing the address as an argument to the function. We will pass the address as an argument to the function. Okay, so in that case, in the function definition, for receiving those address or for accepting those address, we can use pointers. We need to use pointer to accept those address. Okay, so in pass by reference, any change in formal parameter will reflect in the actual parameter. That is what we have seen here. If you make any change in this formal parameter, it will be reflected in the actual parameter, because we are passing the address. Okay, that if you pass an address as an argument, then whatever the changes that is happening in the function definition, that will be reflecting the actual parameter. Then if you print the value of x and y, then it will print x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 5. Okay, so that is pass by reference. Okay, this will be the output. That means before swapping, the value of x was 10 and 20. Okay, here we have used 7 and 5. In this example, they used 10 and 20. No problem. Okay, then after swapping, what it has, it changed the content. Okay, now the value of x is 20 and the value of y is 10. Okay, so this is what pass by reference. Okay. Now we can see the differences. In the fourth unit, we studied pass by value, isn't it? In that case, what we have done, we just copy the content from the actual argument to formal argument. In that case, if you perform any modification in the function definition, it won't reflect it, because we are performing the modification in that copy. But in this pass by reference, if you perform any modification in the function definition, in the function, then that will reflect the actual parameter. Okay, so we can see the difference, because sometimes 3 marks question they will ask what are the difference between pass by value and pass by reference. Okay, both are parameter passing. We are passing some parameter to the function. Okay, one by passing value and another by passing reference. Sometimes I said it may call as call by value and call by reference. Okay, so these are the differences. In pass by value, we will pass value of the variable to the function. Okay, but in call by reference, what we are doing, instead of passing the value of a variable, we will pass the address of the variable. That means we are passing the memory location to the function. Okay, so in call by value, each variable in calling function is copied into the corresponding dummy variable. That is, in call by value, we are copying the actual argument to the formal parameter. But in call by reference, we will pass the address. Okay, we are copying the address. Okay, that is what the address of the actual variable in the calling function are copied into the dummy variable of the called function. That is called by value, called by reference. In called by reference, address is copying, called by value, value is copying. So the third difference is in called by value, the change made to the dummy variable, that means copy variables, formal parameters, okay, called there won't be no effect to the actual variable. Okay, it won't affect the actual variable because we are performing the modification in the dummy variable. Okay, but in call by reference, what it is using the address. So if you perform any modification, that will reflect the actual variable. Okay, so that these are the differences. Okay, these are the examples of pass by value and pass by reference that we already discussed. That pass by value in the fourth unit itself we studied. Okay, then this is the example that we have discussed before, that passed by reference. Okay, so that is passed by reference. The next topic is file. What is a file? Then how we will access this file in C program? That is what we are going to study. Before that, tell me, what is a file? You may study, you are using, every day you are using computer files and all. Tell me, what do you mean by a file? Anybody? What do you mean by a file? Anybody? What is a file? Anybody? Correct. It is for storing data. There are different types of file you may see: PDF file, video file, audio file, different files, text file. Okay, a file is a container in a computer storage device used for storing data. File is a container for storing data. Okay, in C program, when dealing with files, there are two types of file you should know. Okay, in C program, one is about a text file, normal text file. What are the things that you are writing in notepads and all? Okay, that is text file. These files are normal files that may end with the .txt extension. You may see in your programs, some of the files are ending with the .txt. Okay, these files we will call the text files. Okay, you can create a text file using some simple text editors, as we said, Notepad. Okay, like text editors you can create. That is one type of file. Okay, text file, txt file. And then next file is binary files. Okay. Binary files are mostly the extension of binary files are .bin. That is also there in a computer. .bin files in a computer. So here in binary file, instead of storing the plain text, they are stored. It is in binary form. What is binary form? Binary form means zeros and ones. Okay. So these are the two files we are going to deal in C program. Okay, so text file and binary file. When working with the file, you need to declare a pointer of type file. That is important. So in C program, if you are working with the file, that means working with the file means what are the different operations that we can perform file. We can open the file, we can read the data, we can store the data, that means we can write something, we can read, we can close the file. So these are the some of the operations in the file. Okay, so for dealing with the file, before using that file, you need to declare that file. Okay, you need to declare the file. So declaration, that is needed for communication between the file and the program. Okay, so this is the syntax for declaring file in C program. Okay, this is the syntax for declaring file. First, you need to write file, then you need to use a pointer. So star. Okay, here we are using FP. Okay, first use the keyword file. This is a keyword. Okay, file, then star FP. Okay, that means FP is a pointer of pointing a file. Okay, FP is a file pointer variable. We can say like that. FP is a file pointer variable. That means FP will hold the address of a particular file. Okay, so this is the first thing you need to remember. That means while using a file, first we need to declare that file. Okay, first we need to declare that file. So this is the syntax for declaring the file. File, so capital letter file, then star, the pointer name. Here it is FP. Okay, so that is what the file. Now we can see what are the different operations that can be performed by using this file. Okay, different file operations. Okay, in C you can perform 4 major operations on file. That may be either text file or binary file. Different two types of file we discussed that. Text file and binary files are there. Okay, you can perform 4 major operations on files. First one is creating a new file. Okay, by using C program, you can create a file. Then opening an existing file. That means you are opening the file. Okay, then closing. Then reading from and writing information to the file. So these are the 4 different operations that we can perform in the file. Creating a file, opening an existing file, closing a file, and reading and writing information in the file. So these are the operations. Now we can see how we will perform these operations by using C program. Okay, because we need to perform all these operations using C program. We can see how we will implement these operations. So first we can discuss about opening a file. How we will open a file. So before performing any operation, we need to open that file. Then only you can read or write whatever it is, whatever the operation you can perform. That means first you need to open a file. Okay. Before opening that, we need to declare the file point that we already discussed that. First step is to declare the file. Then you need to open the file. Okay, so for opening a file, here in C, there is a function called fopen. Fopen, this is the function. Okay, this is the function which is used to open a file. Okay, these functions are defined inside a header file stdio.h. Okay, so for opening a file, we can use the function fopen. Okay, sometimes question may ask, what is the use of the function fopen? Okay, then you can say that it is a function which is used to open. Okay, so this is a syntax for opening a file. So before using this fopen function, first we need to declare that file. So file star fp. That is the syntax we studied for declaring the file. File star fp. Then this is the function for opening the file. That is fp is equal to fopen. This is the function fopen. Then inside that function, there are 2 arguments you need to specify. First argument is the function name. Sorry, file name. That means which file you are going to open. Okay, there are different files may be there. In that, which file you are going to open. So that will be the first argument, file name. Okay, then second argument is the mode. That means you can, as we discussed, that you can read some file from the data, so some data from the file, or you can write some data to the file. So based on that, there are different modes are there: read mode, write mode, append mode types. Different modes are there. Okay, that modes we can discuss later. Okay, so second argument is the mode. That means you need to specify the mode, whether it is read mode or write mode or append mode or whatever it is. Okay, so you need to specify that mode, then close, then semicolon. So this is the syntax for opening a file. Okay, here is an example. You can see fp is equal to f open. Everything you have to write within a double quotes. Okay, data.txt. That means you are opening a file called data. The type of the file is text file. So data.txt, comma, this is the mode. Here R represent the files are opening in read mode. Okay, R is representing it as read mode. Okay, the file is opening in a read mode. Open file data.txt in read mode. So this is what fopen function. Okay, fopen function in a C program is used to open a file, open a particular file. Okay, so what is the syntax for opening the file? First we need to declare the file, that is file *fp. Then you can use the function fp is equal to fopen. Then you can write the file name, comma, mode. File name is the name of the file you are going to open. Mode means different modes will be there. You can open read mode or write mode or append mode. Okay, different modes are there that we can discuss next class. Okay, so this is the example. fp is equal to fopen data.txt. That is the file we are going to open. R, here it is specified as R, means we are going to open the file in read mode. Okay, so this is opening a file. Next, remaining portions we can discuss in the next class. Okay, so these are the things, files and pass by reference. ഇത് രണ്ടുമാണ് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തത് അല്ലേ, ഫയൽസും പാസ് ബൈ റെഫറൻസ്. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടോ നമുക്ക്? ഇല്ല എങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് ടൈപ്പ് ചെയ്തു. റിഷാൽ, അമാന, ഫർഹാന, അമൽ, സയന, ഷസ്, അഭിജിത്ത്, ഫാത്തിമ ജമീന, അനുശ്രീ, നസ്രി, സരിക ജയരാജ്, വിനയ, നന്ദന രാജ്, അന്വയ, മൃദുൽ, സിക്ത, ആദിത്യ, ജയദീപ്, അങ്കിത, ധിയ, അഭിൻ, അക്ഷയ, ഹിബ, അഭിജിത്ത്, അഫ്ര ഫാത്തിമ, ദിയ ടി എം, മുഹമ്മദ് സെയ്ൻ, ആര്യ, അദ്വൈത്, റെയ്ഹാൻ, അതുൽ, അനന്യ രാജീവ്, അമയ, അനുശ്രീ, അഭിരാഗ്, ഹസ്ന അബ്ദുൾ റഹ്മാൻ, അതുലി, സൂര്യനന്ദ, സ്നേഹ, ആർദ്ര, ചന്ദന, ഫാത്തിമ, റിൻസി, ഖദീജ, റാനിയ, ഫിദ. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ ഇത്രയും പേരാണുള്ളത് അല്ലേ നിങ്ങൾ? ഓക്കെ, അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത ക്ലാസ്. താങ്ക് യു.